A 4-year-old spills soup all over the floor at lunch. Instantly, you brace yourself for the explosion. A sharp yell, maybe a scolding, maybe a flurry of frustrated words. But instead, the mother kneels down, hands her child a towel, and softly says, "Let's clean up together." No raised voice, no drama, just calm, just connection. Now imagine a crowded Tokyo train station at rush hour. A toddler throws a tantrum, wailing and stomping their feet. The parent doesn't snap. They gently take the child's hand, crouch to eye level, and wait. No threats, no shouting, just patience. The chaos of the crowd swirls around them, but their moment is quiet. Here's the twist. This isn't rare. In Japan, scenes like these play out every day. At busy playgrounds, in noisy supermarkets, at home during the evening rush, parents rarely yell, even when chaos breaks out. While in many countries, yelling feels almost automatic when kids misbehave, Japanese parents stay calm. Their secret? It's not strictness. It's not that Japanese children are magically obedient. It's something much more subtle and much more powerful. Let's look at a classroom in Kyoto. A group of 6-year-olds is cleaning their own classroom after lunch. They sweep, wipe, and organize. No janitor in sight. A boy gets distracted, starts playing with a broom. The teacher doesn't raise her voice. Instead, she quietly walks over, places a gentle hand on his shoulder, and points to the dustpan. The boy grins and gets back to work. No shouting, no punishment, just a silent cue, and the child responds. But why? Why is yelling so rare in Japanese parenting? In many parts of the world, parents feel pressure to control their children with volume. If a child ignores instructions, the voice gets louder. If a child pushes boundaries, the threats come out. It's almost a reflex. Louder means more authority. But in Japan, it's the opposite. Authority is built through emotional control, not volume. Respect is earned by modeling calm, not by demanding obedience. Here's a paradox. Japanese society is known for its order and politeness, yet parents rarely enforce rules by raising their voices. Instead, they use silence, gentle reminders, and shared responsibility. The result? Children learn to self-regulate. They mirror the calm they see. Over time, this leads to fewer power struggles, less resistance, and stronger emotional bonds between parent and child. Today, you'll discover why Japanese parents almost never yell at their children, and how this changes everything for families. We'll explore the real reasons behind this approach, the science that supports it, and how you can use these insights in your own life. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Picture a busy train station in Tokyo. A toddler suddenly sits down on the platform, refusing to move. The mother doesn't yell. Instead, she crouches beside her child, calmly holds his hand, and whispers something. The boy looks up. Within seconds, he stands and follows her. Crisis avoided. No drama, no raised voices. Now, let's jump to a kindergarten classroom in Kyoto. It's lunchtime. One child starts to whine because she wants a different snack. The teacher doesn't snap or scold. She kneels to the child's level, makes eye contact, and says, "You can choose your snack tomorrow." The little girl nods, wipes her eyes, and joins her friends. The moment passes quietly. But wait, what about at home? In a small Osaka apartment, a boy spills his juice on the floor. His father walks over, hands him a towel, and says softly, "Let's clean it together." No blame, just partnership. The boy giggles, mops up the mess, and they finish the task side by side. Here's where it gets interesting. Japanese parents focus on modeling calm, even when stressed. Instead of shouting, they show children what self-control looks like. Kids learn by copying, not by being told. If a parent stays steady, the child is more likely to do the same. Elsewhere, yelling is seen as normal. But in Japan, it's almost taboo. Why? Because they believe shouting only fuels more chaos. Quiet authority is respected, not loud commands. Let's zoom in on a family dinner in Sapporo. The youngest son refuses to eat his vegetables. In many homes, this might spark a loud argument. Here, the mother simply places the vegetables on a side plate and says, "You can try them when you're ready." No threats, no bribes. 10 minutes later, the boy pokes a carrot with his chopsticks and takes a bite. The family shares a smile. The pressure is gone, and curiosity wins. But Japanese parents don't just avoid yelling. They use silence as a tool. In a Tokyo park, a girl throws sand at her friend. Her mother stands quietly nearby watching. The girl looks up, sees her mother's calm face, and stops. The silence speaks louder than words. Later, the mother gently explains why throwing sand isn't kind. The lesson sticks because it's delivered without anger. Here's another twist. Japanese culture values group harmony, or wa. At a school festival, a boy pushes ahead in line. Instead of scolding him in front of everyone, the teacher quietly pulls him aside. She whispers, "Let's wait our turn together." The boy nods, embarrassed but not shamed. He returns to the line, lesson learned. The group stays peaceful. Japanese parents also rely on routines to prevent chaos. In the morning, children help set the table, put on their shoes, and pack their bags. There's no shouting to hurry up. Instead, parents use gentle reminders and visual cues, like a clock or a song. Kids know what's expected, so there's less need for correction. And when things do go wrong, and they always do, Japanese parents see mistakes as chances to teach, not punish. If a child forgets homework, the parent might say, "Let's think of a way to remember next time." The focus is on problem solving, not blame. So what's the secret? It's not magic. It's the day-to-day habit of staying calm, using soft words, and letting children feel safe to make mistakes. Over time, this builds trust and real, lasting respect. Let's zoom in on what really happens when a parent stays calm, even in the middle of chaos. Picture this, a small apartment in Osaka, late afternoon. A mother is preparing dinner. Her 6-year-old daughter, excited to help, accidentally knocks a bowl of rice onto the floor. The grains scatter everywhere. For a split second, the room freezes. The mother's eyes widen, but instead of yelling, she takes a slow breath. She crouches down, looks her daughter in the eye, and says softly, "It's okay. Let's clean it up together." This tiny moment is powerful. The child's shoulders relax, she grabs a dustpan, and they work side by side. There's no fear, no shame, just problem solving. The lesson isn't about rice, it's about how to handle mistakes. Now, let's compare. In many homes around the world, a spill like this might trigger a sharp, loud reaction. "How could you be so careless?" The child's face crumples. She might cry, or freeze, or argue back. The parent feels guilty afterward. The mood in the house shifts, all over a bowl of rice. But here's the twist. Japanese parents know that yelling doesn't teach responsibility. It teaches fear. They focus on modeling the behavior they want to see. When a parent stays calm, the child learns to stay calm too. Over time, this becomes a habit, not just for the parent, but for the child. Let's look at another scene. In a Japanese preschool, a teacher notices 2 boys fighting over a toy. Instead of raising her voice, she kneels down to their level. She speaks quietly. "Let's talk about what happened." The boys stop, surprised by her calm. She listens to each side, then helps them find a solution together. No one is shamed. No one is afraid. The children learn how to solve problems with words, not volume. But wait, what if the parent does lose their temper? It happens. The difference is in what comes next. In Japan, it's common for parents to apologize to their children. Imagine a father who snaps after a long day. He sees his child's hurt face and says, "I'm sorry I shouted. I was tired, but that's not your fault." This honesty is powerful. It teaches kids that everyone makes mistakes, including adults. What matters is how you fix them. Here's something surprising. Studies in Japan show that children who grow up in calmer homes are better at handling stress later in life. They're less likely to lash out or shut down. Instead, they pause, breathe, and respond thoughtfully, just like their parents did. Common mistake? Thinking that staying calm means letting kids do whatever they want. That's not it. Japanese parents set clear limits. If a rule is broken, there are consequences, but they're delivered quietly, without drama. For example, if a child refuses to share, the toy is put away for a while. The parent explains why, in a steady voice. The child learns that actions have results, but they don't have to fear anger. Let's zoom in on a detail: the pause. When something goes wrong, Japanese parents often pause before reacting. This tiny gap gives them a moment to choose their response, not just react. It's a skill, and it's taught by example, day after day. What do you think? Could you pause before reacting the next time something goes wrong, or is it too hard in the heat of the moment? Comment below. I want to hear your real-life stories and challenges. Let's get practical. How do you actually use this Japanese approach at home? Here are 4 steps, each one simple but powerful. Step 1. Set the scene before trouble starts. At the start of your day, look your child in the eye and say, "If something upsets you today, let's talk it out together." This small sentence prepares both of you to use words, not volume. It's like laying out a gentle roadmap for the day. In Japanese homes, parents often quietly remind children, "We solve problems together." It's not dramatic, it's just part of the routine. Step 2. When a meltdown begins, shift your body. If your child is yelling or crying, don't stand over them. Instead, quietly sit down on the floor. Picture this: your child is throwing blocks across the living room. Instead of shouting, you lower yourself, calmly pick up one block and say, "Let's put this away together." No shouting. Your calm body says more than your words. In Japan, teachers in kindergartens do this all the time. They move to the child's level, make eye contact, and wait for the storm to pass. The message? I'm here. I'm not fighting you. But wait, what if your child refuses to calm down? Here's where it gets interesting. Instead of repeating yourself, try a silent gesture. For example, gently place a hand on your child's back or offer a tissue. This tiny act shows you're present without adding more noise. In Japanese culture, silence is powerful. Sometimes not saying anything at all gives your child space to reset. Step 3. Give your child a clear, gentle choice. Use a soft tone and say, "Do you want to pick up your toys now or after we read a story?" This gives control without a power struggle. In Japan, parents often use choices to guide, not command. Imagine your daughter refuses to brush her teeth. Instead of yelling, you say, "Would you like to brush your teeth before or after your bath?" Suddenly, she feels she has a say. The battle disappears. Here's another twist. If your child still resists, try using a visual timer. Set a small hourglass or a kitchen timer and say, "When the sand runs out, it's time to start." In many Japanese preschools, teachers use timers instead of their voices. The child watches the sand fall. No one is yelling. The transition feels natural, not forced. Step 4. Praise emotional control. After your child calms down, notice their effort. For example, after your son stops screaming, kneel beside him and say, "You calmed yourself down. That was strong." Or, if your daughter takes a deep breath instead of shouting, say, "I saw you breathe. That was brave." In Japan, parents and teachers often point out the effort, not just the result. They might say, "You tried hard to wait your turn," instead of just, "Good job." Let's zoom in on a real-life moment. Imagine you're at the grocery store. Your child wants candy. You say, "No." The tears start. Instead of raising your voice, you crouch down, look your child in the eye, and say, "I see you're upset. It's hard to wait." You stay silent for a few seconds. Your child might cry a bit more, but you don't add fuel to the fire. After a minute, you offer a choice. "Would you like to help me pick apples or oranges?" The meltdown fades. You both move on. Try these steps one at a time. Notice what changes. It won't be perfect, no family is. But the more you model calm and give choices, the more your child learns to regulate emotions on their own. Over time, you'll find yourself yelling less. Your child will start to mirror your calm. And those daily power struggles, they'll shrink little by little. Let's wrap up everything we learned about why Japanese parents rarely yell at their children and how you can bring these ideas into your own home. The big lesson? Authority doesn't have to be loud. In fact, the quieter you are, the more your child learns to listen. Think about it. In Japan, parents and teachers guide children with calm voices and steady routines. They don't rely on shouting to get respect. Instead, they show respect first, through their actions, their tone, and their patience. Over time, children mirror that calm. They learn to trust, to listen, and to manage their own emotions. Let's imagine a typical morning. In many homes, breakfast is a rush. Someone spills milk, shoes go missing, tension rises. In a home where yelling is common, this might end with a parent shouting, a child crying, and everyone feeling stressed before the day even starts. But in a home inspired by Japanese parenting, the same chaos happens, but the response is different. The parent takes a breath. They kneel down, look their child in the eye, and say, "Let's clean this up together." The child sees calm, hears a gentle voice, and learns that mistakes aren't disasters. They're just part of life. This approach doesn't mean ignoring bad behavior or letting kids do whatever they want. It means setting clear boundaries, but doing it with empathy. When a child refuses to get dressed, instead of yelling, the parent offers a choice. Do you want the blue shirt or the red one? Suddenly, the power struggle fades. The child feels respected and in control, and is much more likely to cooperate. The real magic is in the small moments. When your child is upset, you pause before reacting. You model deep breaths. You use simple, clear words. Over time, your child learns these skills too. They start to handle frustration better. They bounce back from disappointment faster, and you find yourself yelling less and connecting more. Of course, no one is perfect. Even Japanese parents lose their tempers sometimes. The difference is they see yelling as a last resort, not a daily tool. If you slip up, it's okay. Apologize. Show your child that everyone makes mistakes and that it's possible to repair and move forward. So, what's the main takeaway? Building authority through calm, consistent actions creates a more peaceful home and helps your child develop lifelong emotional skills. It's not always easy, especially when you're tired or stressed. But every time you choose calm over chaos, you're teaching your child something powerful. You have the power to change the tone in your home. Start small. Try one new strategy this week. Maybe it's offering choices, or modeling a calm response when things go wrong. Notice the difference in your child's reactions. Notice how you feel too. Parenting is a journey, not a destination. The more you practice these techniques, the more natural they become. And the more your child will learn from your example. You're not just raising a child, you're raising a future adult who knows how to handle life's challenges with grace. If this video helped you, hit like and subscribe for more practical tips you can use every day. And share your thoughts in the comments. What's one thing you'll try this week to bring more calm into your parenting? Let's learn and grow together.